Welcome wanderers, hikers, outdoorsy people. Today we're going to be taking a look at On's Cloudtrax shoe and specifically their new waterproof version. We're going to be taking a look at what's different between this and the normal Cloudtrax, and also take it out on the trail and give you my first impressions, and then talk about where I'm going to be testing these for the next month or so, and then provide a long-term review after that. But let's dive into the shoe and go over some of the details. So in this video, I'm not going to cover too much about On shoes. If you've clicked on this video, you probably already know who they are, but in a nutshell, they are a running shoe brand. They kind of started on pavement and trail running, and they ventured into kind of like some hiking wear like this. I've been a long-time Salomon guy, and I've just had a few issues with kind of the last couple Salomons that I've had, so I thought it would be time for a change up for me. So I settled on. I would say the first thing you notice about these is its polarizing look, especially at the sole. So you kind of have, as you can see, like these little, basically looks like blocks, and basically what that is their cloud technology premise. So I'll put a link in the description to their website, and you can dive into more detail on what exactly that is. So this shoe in particular, this is going to be kind of one of two of their kind of 3/4 or high ankle hiking style shoes. This one being a little less aggressive, a little lower compared to the Cloud Rock or Cloud Rock 2 that they have. This one is basically just, depending on your foot, cover your kind of side ankle bone, but provide decent protection against abrasions and exposing that ankle area of your foot. Now, what drew me to this new waterproof version when I was shopping is I'm going to be traveling out of the country and potentially have some wet climates. Probably do a lot of hiking and exploring on foot, so I wanted something that's going to be equally as comfortable, but also possibly save my feet from being drenched. In comparison to the regular Cloudtrax, you're going to see a lot less mesh on this particular version. You're going to see a lot of tighter weaved nylon along with that waterproof membrane to give it the name waterproof versus the regular Cloudtrax, which is geared more to water repellent. So really the only mesh you're going to see on this shoe is kind of behind the tongue, as you can see, but everything else is going to be pretty close cell, not water absorbing. So just some quick specs on the shoe. On rates the weight of these guys at 440 grams. Now, they're not specific as to what size that was weighed in, but actually have a scale. So let me go grab that really quick and I'll be able to tell you. This particular version, size 10.5, which is my go-to size. And on the topic of size, pretty true to size. So 449 for size 10.5 on the Cloudtrax waterproof. Let's just throw them both on the scale now just for kicks. So 908 grams for the pair of 10.5 on the Cloudtrax waterproof. So back to some quick specs again. 10 millimeters of heel drop on this particular version, and again with its kind of mission grip sole, this is going to be geared more towards outdoors. I would say compared to like the Cloud Rock, this is going to be a little bit less aggressive, have a little less aggressive knobs compared to the Cloud Rock, which is kind of their more like adventure hiker. This is going to be kind of more of like maybe your travel urban day hiker, but that could be very capable outdoors. You're going to have a quick lacing system, kind of similar to Salomon's. If you have used any of their quick lacing shoes, basically you have a mechanism here that where you can draw the strings, get it tight. And my experience with these type of mechanisms has been pretty solid. Like, I've never really feel them come untensioned. So I'd be curious to see if On's version of kind of that speed lacing system has that as well. One particular thing to note on the topic of their lacing system, it does have on the outside, it's going to have an open loop, whereas on the inside it's going to be closed. but again, part of kind of that getting in and out, making things a little bit easier to do so. But enough about the shoes. Let's put them on, see how they look and fit on the feet, and take them outside, see what they're like.
Well, as you can see, it snowed last night, which covered up all the dirt. Maybe we can find some dirt patches and such, but it'll make for a good snow and waterproofing test. So just some thoughts about the shoes. First time with them, they are a little stiffer. That might be expected for a boot, but I know some of the Solomon boots, like the Hike Cross, are really comfortable out of the box. So I'm sure these will break in, and I'll be doing a big, about 1 month trip with them, so I'll be able to give good feedback after that. I would say my right foot in the truck, front of the foot went just a little numb, but after walking around, that's kind of worked its way out. What I'm really curious about on these shoes is the sole doesn't have a lot of sharper square edges. They're kind of more round and chamfered. A lot of shoes like Solomon's, like I've previously had, a lot of square edges to really dig in. But so far, you know, it's pretty dry snow, about a couple inches, and then right underneath is pretty firm dirt. I mean, I was literally just mountain biking on it yesterday. It was really good dirt, so, but adequate grip. But we'll go find some tricky spots and see how it does. So just a little checkpoint. Feet are nice and dry, warm. You can tell heat of my foot's coming through a little bit of melt, but it's holding true to its waterproofing. I was going to splash some water on it to see if that was going to go, but maybe we'll just do that and see what happens. Something to note is the shoes do have a little elastic gaiter back here to keep dirt and otherwise, in this instance, snow out. I'm kind of wearing joggers, so my ankles are exposed, so I have felt stuff go in there, but overall, I've been comfy, warm, and for these conditions, the best shoe that I have for something like this. So overall, first impressions on the shoes, I do like them. I think for the intents and purposes I have for them, they will do well. Probably a couple backpacking trips, probably 20 miles plus total mileage on those types of trips. I do have some grip concerns. Now, it is snowy, but even like on some dry snow over rock, didn't seem to really bite through and maybe get to the rock, and kind of slipped out a little bit. But a lot of factors, just cold ground, cold rubber, not the best test for grips and such. So we'll wait for the long-term review on that. Next step for these shoes will be a month doing some traveling. Could be wet, some wet climate, so that's kind of why I was wanting the waterproofing, but hopefully we don't have to test it out too much, because I just hate rain and such like that. But probably lots of hiking, a lot of urban stuff. I think we're kind of comparing it to the Cloud Rock that On has. I think the Cloudtrax is going to be more of your urban, think like established trails versus your raw type of backpacking type trails. But I like this over the Cloudtrax just because I like the quick lacing, again, just for getting them on and off, just wearing them every day, because I probably will daily these quite a bit, or wear them as a more overall shoe versus a specific conditions shoe. So we'll see how things go, and about a month we'll have a long-term wrap up on them. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.